This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. The WWE claims 101,763 people were in the stadium. And over the years, that's obviously been a number, those WrestleMania attendances, that Dave Meltzer would take issue with. And he would say, well, that's not true. Here's how many they really were. And I think Dave was always talking about paid ticket buyers. And I think Bruce has sort of spilled the beans that the company says, hey, here's the total attendance, meaning if you're working concessions, if you're parking cars, if you're pulling cable, if you're taking bumps, if you're writing matches, whatever it is, you're in the building, and that's who's attending. So WWE says 101,763. Meltzer says what was reported for taxes was 93,730 paid fans. Either way, a total gross of 17.3 million. This comes at a time, Arn, when a lot of people say, oh, there's less people than ever watching wrestling. Wrestling is not hot. Wrestling's in a down period. My God, do you remember when things were down? I don't know. Let's call it 1990, 1991. You know, would you have been tickled with 93,000 people attending your show for a $17 million gate? That's probably more gross gate receipts than WCW did that whole year. That's when we're really in a down year, not 2016, right?
It's the Super Bowl,
right,
of wrestling. It's a separate entity. It is a crowd that comes literally from around the world. When you look at the makeup of the crowd at WrestleMania, they come from everywhere and in droves. And to know that you're going to have that many people is just, doesn't matter what business has been like the entire year before that or what it'll be like afterwards. On that particular day, I would just say it's as good as it could possibly get. Period.
Let's get to the show. This is the first WrestleMania to draw more than 100,000 people. What's it like walking down that ramp before the show starts and just taking in the seating and the lighting? And I mean, I know you're not actually going to go strut ass out there when it's time for the bell to ring, but before we get started, everybody usually makes their way down to the ring and talks about what they're going to do and sort of takes it in. What was that like for you here for the biggest WrestleMania ever?
You think it did 100,000? There's a couple of points of contention. Some said 85, some said 100. I'm going to go with 100.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're going to have 100,000 people come to see what you do for a living is incredible, and come from around the world. And we would get there so early in the morning, probably 10 a.m. And you would go down and much like we would do at TV, and you would grab a seat there ringside inside the bowl. And you would just, what I would like to do is just sit and watch people and watch how the talent's preparing, how the, all the production people are putting the final touches on, all the stuff that they need to do, and how it's just really on that last day, there's a lot of work to be done, and to see it coming together is something to behold. It's what an undertaking it is. And you just sit there kind of in awe of all the things that are happening. And it's such a huge, nice, beautiful arena. And it really would. It would take your breath if you're sitting out there realizing, by the time that sun goes down, there's going to be some shit hitting the fan, major.
Man, I don't know. Quarantine has changed my view of time, because 5 years ago feels like 10 years ago to me. What about you?
Yeah, and if I may, before we get started here, I just have some good news. My friend Brandy,
Yes, sir.
young lady, has really been having a rough time with the after effects of COVID, and had to go back to the doctor and had a bunch of tests and everything. But she sent me a text just the other day letting me know she has gotten engaged.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So congratulations to everyone involved. And there is a silver lining in all this tragedy. So congratulations, Brandy, to you and your betrothed. He is a very lucky man.
That's fantastic news. I'm glad we get to start the show with some good news today.
Yep, me too. Me too.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.